Hey everyone, I have been posting a couple of videos on my channel talking about the current situation in Australia and the bushfires, but I have received a lot of comments about the Australian wildlife because a lot of them have been directly affected. So today I'm on my way to a native Australian wildlife sanctuary, and today we're going to be visiting some koalas and we will be able to ask some questions to the carer. There's a 3-month-old baby koala and its mom, and that's who we'll be seeing today. We'll also be able to get to see the father, but that one is in a separate area from the mother and the baby. And we have just arrived at the Native Animal Wildlife Sanctuary, so let's head inside. The first step that we need to do is spray our hands with this antibacterial spray so we don't bring any germs into the habitat. So the first area here is where the dad koala lives. He's sitting in the tree right now enjoying some eucalyptus leaves, which is what they love to eat, and he is awake. So they are asleep most of the time, so I'm really glad I'm able to see the dad awake. And of course, as I said before, right next door, the mother and the baby are both together. The baby is only 3 months old and it is so small and extremely adorable because koalas are very cute, but baby koalas are especially adorable. And the mother's mom was found on the side of the road, so she was brought into the sanctuary, and that's why these koalas are here today. And as for the mother's father, a couple of years ago, there was a nearby bushfire, so they had to evacuate all the animals from the sanctuary and move them out of here to a safer location, and unfortunately, he is no longer with us due to all the stress it endured during that process. But since we do want to leave the koalas as much in their natural habitat as possible, if the baby koala starts to come near us, we have to move out of the way since we're not allowed to touch, hug, or hold the baby koala. You are allowed to pat the mom koala if she is completely calm, but you're definitely not allowed to pick her up or hold on to her. We'll definitely come back and visit the male koala, but now it's time to head on over to visit the mom and the baby.
The baby is about 3 months old. Aww. And he's doing very, very well. Now, as I said, we could pat the mum 5 pats, the baby, no touches. You have to spray your hands with F10. And the other thing is the baby's been really active, so if we have to move around, we might have to move around. So if I say move backwards or sidewards or whatever, just do, because she likes to climb legs. So this is Sapphire. And we can pat her from here down. Now Sapphire's got a plate on her bottom, and so has every koala, and that's so they've got an inbuilt seat. Because koalas sleep between 18 to 22 hours a day, they need something. Now, as I said, Sapphire is 9 going on 10 this year, and as you probably know, we feed them eucalypts. Now, some of the eucalypts we get here are woolly butt, black butt, maiden gum, manna gum, and peppermint. Now, their favourite, or one of their favourites, is mahogany. Now, mahogany is similar to, we love chocolate. So, it's similar to that. So, we give them a little bit of that every now and again for a bit of a treat. But as we know, too much of a treat isn't good. So, but they do really well. Their favourites are these little ones up at the top. Now, Sapphire and her baby really like those, and sometimes they have a bit of a altercation. So one wants them and the other one wants them. So sometimes Sapphire goes and takes them off the baby because she thinks you've had enough of that. So I'll have some now. Now, the females, besides the fact that there's females and males, the differences between them are the females have a white chest, which you can see there. They have really fluffy ears, which you may not be able to get to see, but they have got really, really fluffy ears. Hello. Oh, you're not allowed to be shown today. Okay. So, no, you can't be shown today. You're right. You're not happy. No, you can't come down, baby. Now, the females have a smaller nose than the males. The males have a larger nose. Their ears aren't as fluffy. Oh, you're a bugger. Okay, we'll have to just move back a little bit. You're a pain in the butt, aren't you? You are a pain. No. Yeah, well, those claws are really sharp. Now they do only have one baby a year because they're born and they're only 34 to 36 days old. Don't bite the bush, it's only new. Just be careful where you're going. But when they're born, they go into their mom's pouch, and there they stay for 180 days. So that's quite a long time when you fathom that when they're born, they're only this big. When they come out of the pouch, yeah, your claws are really sharp. When they come out of the pouch, they're about that big. Their heads are really fluffy, and their coats not as fluffy as their head. And they usually get into their fluffiness. Now, Sapphire was born here as well, so when she was... Hello. Don't eat that. Oh. When Sapphire was born, she came out of the pouch, she had a really fluffy head. A really fluffy head, and her coat seemed to be a lot flatter than this baby. But this baby was a lot lighter when she came out. Oh, is that nice? Oh, you've got something scratchy in there, have you? Yes, you're beautiful. Okay, now, what are some of the questions you would like to ask about koalas? This might be easier than me going blah blah. Hello. They're not for you to eat. They're my boots. They're new boots. No. Oh, they're nice though. Oh.
So how long do they sleep for?
Between 18 to 22 hours a day. Now, that's in their natural environment. Here in captivity, it's always a little bit different. I mean, they still sleep for a large amount of the time, but usually they're asleep in the daytime and awake at night. But in captivity, it's different because we do their leaves in the daytime, and they know this, so they awake. Hello. They're very active. Now, this is what Sapphire was like when she was a baby as well. And the mum's coming down to check on the baby now. So, no. Do you want to get your baby, please? Get your baby. No, don't get me. Get him up. That's it. That's it. Thank you. Oh. Now, as I said, even though she can walk, she likes her mother, who's the Uber. And that's what she will do for 250 days. She'll be doing that. After 330 days in their natural environment, they're off their mum and doing their own thing. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be. No. You're absolutely gorgeous, aren't you? Now, an adult koala needs to eat between 500 grams to a kilo of leaves a day, which is quite a lot of leaves when you fathom that a leaf doesn't weigh very much. And this is what I call a koala shuffle when I do this.
How did Sapphire end up here?
Sapphire was actually born here.
Mm-hmm.
Her mum and dad, her mum was Susie and her dad was Blinky. Unfortunately, they're not with us anymore. So Sapphire was born here, and now we've got another baby, which is fantastic. So in the 9 and a bit years I've been here, we've got 2 babies.
How old is the baby koala?
Baby koala is about 3 months old, 3 months and a bit. And as you can see, he's very energetic. Sapphire was exactly the same when she was young, but as they get older, they get a bit, like, oh, I'll move when I want to move.
Yeah. And what's their life expectancy?
In captivity, it's 20 plus years.
Wow.
In their natural environment, like most of our native animals, they don't fare as well as in captivity because here they don't have have any predators. They get their food brought in, they get cleaned up, they get veterinary care if they need it. They don't really need a lot, do you? Except, yes, I know you like that boot. Don't particularly like you doing that. No, I don't.
So the partners are normally kept separated?
Only...
You're gonna get me!
No.
Here you go.
Dear, oh dear. You're not meant to attack people. You're a dad, aren't you? Yes, you like that boot. That boot's yummy. I think that is very good for you to eat. It's only because the mother and daughter, or the mother and baby, get along better together. When they make certain vocalisations, and it's the right time, and both are making vocalisations and sniffing, and then we open up the gates. No. Okay. All right. We might have to. Yes. You right now? You're satisfied? You're happy?
Where are they mostly found in Australia, like in wildlife?
Wildlife. If you have a look at the map just over here, unfortunately those spots that are there have diminished considerably with the fires that we've had.
Of course, yeah.
The fires have I've had a look, is about 1 million animals have perished with the fires. So that is absolutely astronomical. Now they do dabble in a bit of water and not usually put their paws in it, but they get most of the moisture from their leaves. Going on with fires and whatnot, but we will be doing that very shortly because we can't get on with the babe because she's too cute to just put that. Jimmy over here, she's having flying legs. Having a rest now. I have something for you. Let's see, Jimmy. He's not nice. Oh no, he's beautiful. Beautiful. But he was found here with Big Mother in Melbourne. He brought to us after the film. We try to do what they want to a certain extent. And if they want their space, they have their space. If they don't want interaction, they don't get it. Even with encounters, when we do have encounters, if let's say you came in here and Sapphire and the baby didn't want anything to do with you, we don't help them to come down because we wouldn't be well off centre if we did that. Their coat is very, very fluffy. It's fluffier when they're younger. It does get a little bit coarser, so they keep that coat all year round. Let's have a mister system up the top here. So when it gets really hot, we put the mister on so that it gets a bit cool in there. Because with the tin roof, of course, it gets very hot. But Sapphire likes natural, so if it's raining, she's right out in there, no problems, and very happy. You put on the mister, however, she's not very happy. She puts her head down, her ears go down, and her eyes come up and say, "You're trying to drown me." So nature does it all okay. Keepers do it, not so good. She would be because, as I said, Sapphire's going into her 10th year now, and she's been a bit of a one-man team. She's been the one, and Jimmy's been the second one. But I thought this baby might be a bit of a hiccup in the diva situation, but she's really good with her. And as you saw before, she lets her climb on her, put those claws in there. Probably we didn't know until we saw the pouch moving. So because we don't go and investigate because that's a bit intrusive, and it's nice for a bit of a surprise. What are you doing now? You're amazing.
And as she said before, the number of Australian wildlife animals has diminished drastically due to recent events, so I will be leaving multiple links in the comment section down below and also in the description if you're able to donate to wildlife sanctuaries to be able to help out both koalas and native Australian animals. So thanks for watching.